Excessive reliance on supplementary appropriations is increasingly undermining the performance of the national budget. While supplementary budget can be useful, it should be reserved for genuine and foreseen emergencies rather than used to normalize routine overspending as currently observed.
As we conclude the year, then you have this huge supplementary budget that also came in, the biggest ever in the last 15 years. Why we don't encourage supplementary budget? Supplementary budget have limited scrutiny. Because of that, then you are encouraging sectors not to budget properly. So budget credibility is very important because investors, planners must be sure that the resources are going to be there.
The Parliament should approve loans with quorum of at least a third of the members. But last Tuesday, we see that government passed loans worth 9 trillion in one parliamentary sitting without scrutiny. So it undermines aspects of budgeting.
The just concluded year has also seen efforts to widen domestic revenue mobilization goes a notch higher. But this otherwise good initiative is being derailed by the narrow tax base.
Our tax GDP has stagnated at 14% for the last almost 5 years. Our potential is 25%. And our solution is not by increasing rates, but by collecting efficiently.
When you look at the last financial year, 2024-25, while government envisaged to mobilize about 2 trillion in grants, only 1.3 trillion was mobilized, a performance of about 47%. It clearly shows you how it's very important for us to raise our taxes domestically to ensure that we have to finance our budget rather than running to borrowing.
When you have a budget that is 50-something% funded or supported by external money, that economy is at risk, because we have seen situations where our international partners have reduced support to government of Uganda, and that if we are not able to raise enough money locally, we shall end up in a problem or in a crisis, or forcing us into taking up more debt.
Yes, the Ministry of Finance will come out that most of the loans are concessional, but again, they will forget to mention that most of the loans, the commercial loans, are increasing. Yes, right now they are minimal, but that's how even domestic debt was. It was below the external debt, but right now we see that almost 54% of our total public debt is from the domestic market.
Concerns around budget indiscipline, public debt, and warranted tax expenditure by way of tax exemptions and incentives remain a concern that will carry on even in this new year.
Right now we know that we budget for corruption, and now we are also coining a new one, call it budgeting for supplementaries. So in terms of fiscal discipline, I think at parliamentary level is likely really to get worse, and I think Ugandans need to brace themselves to really push back and demand for accountability.
We are foregoing about 3.6 trillion. That was as at financial year 2023-24, whereby we forewent 3.6 trillion in tax expenditure. That was approximated to about 1.7% of our GDP tax expenditures. While Auditor General clearly shows that some of these expenditures are not performing.
Ismail Musa, Ladu, NTV Business.